Good morning, Walled Lake Central. My name is Dr. Hecker. I'm one of the guidance counselors here at Central. On behalf of the administration, guidance department, and the entire staff at Walled Lake Central, I'd like to welcome you to the 2016-17 Curriculum Fair and Course Registration Kickoff. Today we are taking care of a lot of business. A lot of things are going to happen today. I am going to tell you how to register for your classes for next year. It's a very specific process. Those of you who have been with us for a few years, not much has changed at all. Those of you who are new, current freshmen, congratulations, you are going to register for your 10th grade classes, and we are going to go through the entire process. Teachers, we appreciate your help today. We appreciate everything that you are going to be doing in order to ensure that this process is as timely and as specific as possible. So let's get started. In front of you, you should have 3 different pieces of documentation. The first is the course registration packet of information. We're going to go through this in detail in a few minutes. The second bit of information is you should have your own transcript. You should have a copy of your transcripts, semester transcripts in front of you. Make sure you have the appropriate documentation. And lastly, you have your scheduling card in front of you. This piece of information is incredibly important because this is technically what gets you classes. This is what you are going to go over with your teachers. This is what you are going to meet with and go over with your counselor. It's very important that we have all this information. So keep everything in front of you, and let's take a look at together the 2016-17 course registration checklist that's there. We made it so easy for you, all right? It is step by step what you need to do in order to get your classes for next year. The first is, and always is, from the day you walk in this building to the day you leave, you are responsible to understand graduation requirements. You are responsible to know what you need to graduate. So on the back of the checklist, you will see that there is a graduation chart that is specific for every student watching this on what you need to graduate. You want to make sure that you have met graduation requirements and that next year you are signing up for the next level of graduation requirements. And that you can always double check with your transcript. We're going to go over this when you sit down to meet with your counselor to finalize your choices for next year. However, it's very important that you understand graduation requirements. This sheet is a really good one to keep on your fridge because this is what you need to the day you leave. So that's number 1. Number 2, Walled Lake Central is a college prep curriculum program. So we are always encouraging students to keep rigor in their schedules. If you are planning to attend a 4-year university, it is important to make sound decisions in those choices that you are making for next year. Please be wise in your choices. Your conversations with your teachers and your parents and your counselor, the 3 combined, will help you make the proper choices for next year. So we want to make sure that you are challenging yourself appropriately and that you are keeping rigor in your schedule. Current juniors, congratulations, you are scheduling for your senior year. Senior year is very different for you than it was for all the adults watching this video right now. Rigor is expected. Colleges are expecting you to have rigor in your schedule senior year if you are applying to college. So it's very important that you make choices that you are able to stick with, that you commit to, and that will help you in your college selection and application process. Step 3 is discuss these selections. Discuss your choices with your teachers. Now, today is January 29th, and you will see under number 5 on the checklist that course registration cards aren't due to your English teacher until February 12th. That gives you over 2 solid weeks to get this done. Teachers, that gives you a significant amount of time in order to meet with all your students who are going on to the next level in your curriculum area. So let's just take a look at the registration cards. These cards are to be completed entirely. Students, you will complete the top portion, all right? After you've made your selections and met with your teachers, you want to get parent signature. These are not to be turned in without parent signature. So you want to make sure that you've gone over your selections with your parents. Your teachers will be sitting down with you and making your recommendations for next year and what they think you should be taking. Now sometimes they won't have a selection for you, or they don't have anything in mind, but you have ideas in mind, and this is the time that conversation comes up. You want to indicate to them your choices, what you might be thinking of going into after you graduate from high school, what you want to pursue as an adult. These conversations are important for teachers to have sound information on where you can be recommended for next year. Teachers, we appreciate your advice. We appreciate all the information that you write on here in order to help advise students on whether or not they should take a class. So we trust your judgment implicitly. So we want to make sure that you have significant time to meet with all your students and make sure that your recommendations are initialed and indicated on the registration cards. So after you've reviewed your selections with your parents will sign the card. And then, very, very important step is you are to go on your access, family access, student or parent access, and you are to electronically request the courses that you've asked for. You will see on the back of the registration card are all the course numbers. All right, there's some on the front and there's also many on the back for elective choices. So you are to register all your selections on Family Access, student or Family Access. If you have misplaced your student access ID and password, you can come down to the Media Center between 8 and noon and Mrs. Miller would be glad to help you. Also in counseling between class, you can come down and ask for that information. But everyone should be using that, all right? So there's only should be a few of you that don't have that access that you can actually go online and register for your classes. This is a step that absolutely 100% has to be done. So this handy dandy handout gives you step-by-step instructions on how to do that. All right, some of you have done this already for a year or two, so you know how to do it. All right, none of this really has changed. Current freshmen, you may not have done it last year. You should have done it in 8th grade if you were in Walled Lake, but you may have missed it, or we have a lot of new kids too. So this will walk you through it. You can see at the very top, it says that your registration card is absolutely due back to your English teacher. We are turning all cards into our English teachers by February 12th. You can work that out with your English teacher. You know, whatever your English teacher decides, if they make a change to that, that is on them and your class. However, everyone should be turning this in on February 12th unless indicated otherwise by their English teacher. Step by step, 2 pages. It's very, very easy. If I can do it, you can do it. All right, so you just want to follow it step by step and make sure all your selections in there. So we've given you the written directions, but knowing that you are the technology group of students that you are, we are now going to play a video that gives you step-by-step instructions on how to pre-register for your classes on Family Access.
To enter your course requests for next school year, begin by logging into Skyward. Course requests can be entered through either a student access or a parent access account. High school students who do not know their Skyward student access information can get it from the building's Media Center. Parents who do not know their login information can obtain it by calling the Family Access Hotline at 248-956-2190 or emailing familyaccess@wlcsd.org. Please be sure to include your student's name, school, and graduation year, as well as the parent's name and the email address on file for that parent. After logging into your account, parents will need to select courses for one student at a time. Begin by clicking on the Scheduling Quick link at the left of the screen. This will display the student's current schedule. Once the course request system has been opened, a link will appear at the right above the schedule to request courses for next school year. Click on this link to begin the process. From the list of available courses, choose the particular class you would like to request. You can scroll through the list. Courses are listed numerically by course number. Alternatively, to narrow the list, you can enter the course number, all or just the first few digits. Click on the course name to see the course description, department, credits, grade level, and other course information. Press the red X at the right of the box to close the display. To add the course to the request list, click inside the blue or white box containing the course title and click on the Add Course button in the center of the screen. The course will be moved to the Selected Courses box. Be sure to add both the A and the B sections of a year-long course. You will need to research for each course you'd like to add. To remove a course you inadvertently added, click on the blue or white bar of the course on the selected courses list. Press the Remove Course button. If you choose a course for which you have already taken and passed, a notice will appear at the bottom of the course selection window telling you so, and you will not be able to select that course. After requesting your 12 primary selections for a total of 6 credits, you will need to request alternate courses if your school is requiring these to be entered through Skyward. To do this, click on the Request Alternates link at the top of the course request screen. Enter your alternates as you entered the primary selections. Please list your alternates in order of priority, as they may be used in the scheduling process. Once completed, you should have 12 total requests scheduled, as well as 4 additional alternates. You can print your requests if you'd like by clicking on the printer icon at the top right of the screen. This will generate a list of your requested courses for your personal use. A printout is not required for the scheduling process.
If you are a current OSDC student or planning to attend OSDC next year, you still have to register for 6 classes here at Central. Until we are assured and we have applications all complete and that you've been accepted, we have to have 6 full choices here at Central. So be sure to put those in. OSDC student, on the bottom of your card, if you want to indicate that you've applied to OSDC in the program, then that's great. That will initiate a conversation when you sit down with your counselor to remind them that you have applied, and then we have discussions on what classes will stay and what classes will be replaced with OSDC. So, looking back at our checklist, we are coming to number 6. We've already said these are absolutely due to your English teacher by February 12th. On number 6, it talks about special programs. We have a lot of special programs that kids have options, including high-tech co-op, the marketing co-op, independent study, ACE programs, all those types of things. So there's a slew of applications that are due, and the deadlines are written right on the sheet. So independent studies are due on March 25th, and March 1st is the deadline for all testing out co-op applications. Those are all available in counseling. They're all available on the school website. Everything I'm giving you is available on the school website. There is a registration tab on the front page of our school website that will get you to all the information that we're going over today. So if your parents want to review this with you, that'd be a good time for you to do that with them. This video will also be posted on the website, so you can sit and watch me again if you want to do that, all right? And go over it with your parents. February 12th, we keep telling you that it's February 12th is the deadline. Gives you 2 full weeks from today to meet with each of your teachers to get your recommendations for next year. Teachers, we really appreciate you taking the time in order to meet with the students and sit down with them minimally one-on-one or as small groups in order to make your recommendations. Teachers' initials are needed next to each recommendation in the curriculum areas. So you want to make sure that that gets done. Reminder that all the course numbers are on the backs of each card. So please be careful and make sure you are registering for the appropriate class by the appropriate course number. So when do you sit down to meet with your counselor to finalize your selections for next year? There is a schedule that has already been made, and you will be meeting with your counselor through your English class. English classes are scheduled throughout February, March, and part of April in order for classes to come down to be 100, and students will meet one-on-one for 5-minute meetings with their counselor in order to finalize their schedule. It's important that you know the date of that, so English teachers, if you could please, when you collect cards, remind your students of what date you are scheduled to meet in B100 with your class for students to meet with their counselors. It's important that students are here that day to attend. We have very little time for makeup, and we want to make sure that each student gets the one-on-one time with their counselor in order to finalize their schedule and to answer any questions you might have, all those types of things. So the class of 2017 seniors, you will be starting with us on February 26th. First up is going to be current sophomores. You are going to meet with us starting right after we get back from break on February 22nd. So we want to make sure that you are in attendance. Check with your English teacher for the exact date. This is an exciting process here at Central. It's an important process. This is how we get classes. This is how teachers can find out what they're teaching. This is how you move on to the next level. It's always important to think of the careers and things that you're interested in when you leave high school and what colleges you plan to apply to or programs you plan to apply to, because they have specific recommendations on what they want to see in high school before you're actually applying. So as students, it's your responsibility to take some time and actually examine those things. Go online, go on Career Cruising, and check out colleges and trade schools and other programs on what they want you to take. It's important that you are as informed as possible before you sign up for classes. The more serious you take this process, the better next year will be for you. Those of you who tried to get a schedule change at different times throughout the year, many of you are probably shaking your head saying, I couldn't get it, couldn't make it happen. That's because we are very serious about the selections here and our classrooms are tight. So you have to make sound decisions and really research your options when you're choosing your classes for next year. February 12th is the deadline. Turn your card in to your English teacher. English teachers have a schedule. Shout out to English department. English teachers have the schedule on when you will be meeting with us in counseling. Thank you for your time with that. I want to quickly go to the last page of the packet that you have because today is Curriculum Fair Day. Yay, balloons should be up. All right, this is a very big moment for Central. This is a time where many teachers, all right, especially in elective areas and different types of academic areas, are able to talk with you and tell you about their programs, tell you about their classes. Our teachers do such an amazing job in explaining the requirements of the classes. So if you're debating over business and you want to take a business class, or you need a requirement for graduation and you're debating between business and art, career tech, whatever the different options, you want to make sure that you examine those. Today's the day you do that. Today's the day that you check out if that's something that you would be interested in. We have so many teachers in this building that are very passionate about what they do, and today's your day to get an opportunity to listen to that passion and to listen to what it is. If you're debating, if you're a current junior debating on whether AP English is an option for you, or current junior thinking of AP Lit, or a current sophomore thinking of AP Lang for next year, today is the day you go find that out. You need to listen to what the course load is, what is expected of you, what type of summer assignment there might be. All right, all our APs that are listed here will tell you about those things. So it's important that you are as informed as possible. You can't come back in September and say, well, I didn't know there was a summer assignment. You know there is. So today is the day that you find out all that stuff and you get some handouts and telling you what it's about that you can go home and discuss with your parents further. As you can see from the Curriculum Fair schedule, there are 3 sessions today. All students, you are expected to attend all 3 sessions. So you can see what session is offered at what time, the room number, and who is offering it. So you want to make sure that you go through the entire Curriculum Fair schedule to make sure that you are filling in all 3 options. Now this is a time to separate from your friends. It's not just a time where you go meet up with them, because you might have very different ideas than your friends. It's just a few minutes. You can live without them, but you want to go to these sessions. All right, it's important. Teachers are giving you such valuable information that you want to make sure that you are attending all 3 sessions and going to 3 different options that you have in mind as possibilities for next year. Teachers who are having sessions, thank you very much for putting your time in and marketing your programs. It's important that students see everything that you have to give them and make better decisions based on the sessions that you're having today. So that is it for me. We are so excited to have Curriculum Fair. There is going to be a few minutes now where we expect you to sit and look over this schedule and make some decisions. The bell will ring at 10:25, and at that time you are expected to go directly to session 1. Thank you, Walled Lake Central. Congratulations on the start of the 2016-17 course registration and curriculum fair.